Alright everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of our Cosplay-Cost tier list for Resident Evil, and yeah, we're continuing off, and if you want to find out why these characters over here ended up where they did, you can watch part 1. So let's get started. Right off the bat we have Blue Umbrella. I think you guys all know where this one goes, but let's discuss it first. Blue Umbrella Soldier from Resident Evil 7.
Yes, a character, well, yeah, characters that you only see for like, what, 30 seconds tops?
If even.
Unless you
Well, the DLC.
Hero. Yeah, unless not a hero and Death of Zoe, but, you know, nobody cares about that. Although not a hero is pretty fun, but anyways. So, Ugly Chris Redfield, yeah, that face. We don't talk about the face. That's why he has the gas mask. But yeah, I mean, look, I built one myself, and I gotta say is that, well, I had to cut a few corners, especially with the vest, due to it being made by I think Aggressor Group out of Japan, and even like the and most of the gear that they have is either not produced anymore, like the P.A.K.A. vest underneath, P.A.K.A. like kind of you know, like the basically like the bulletproof vest underneath with like the weird with the multicam black camo. Yeah, that one is like not produced anymore. I think last year they said, yeah, like this is the final batch. After that, we're done. And yeah, so that's already gonna set you back. So look, you can cut corners and get like a close enough vest, which that's what I did. And yeah, but yeah, everything like especially like the MSA gas mask with the tint, the helm, the Wendy helmet, I think it's called. Yeah, with the
yeah,
with everything. Yeah, and not to mention like the freaking shoddy itself, like the Tokyo Marui shoddy. And yeah, so look, it's gonna be obviously in the S+ range for everything.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
100%.
I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, you can get, and also like if you're not gonna get like the Tokyo Marui shoddy, you're gonna get like either the Tokyo Marui Albert pistol. But thankfully there exists some 3D printed replicas, which that's what I got myself. But yeah, the shoddy, no way in hell that you're gonna get that for under like, you know, $500. You know.
Here's a question: do you think that Blue Umbrella Soldier, like the default one, is he more expensive than Hunk?
Well, there's only one Blue Umbrella model, but is he more expensive than Hunk? Look, let's say if we remove like the Aggressor Group and the shotgun, honestly, I think it's probably on par. If not, maybe slightly less expensive, because you can make it without like, you know, sourcing like because the SOE vest just kills it, you know. So yeah, honestly, and like the lenses and everything for like the Hunk mask and everything. So honestly, I probably yeah, I'd agree. I'd say that with well, what are we agreeing about? Oh yeah, that basically like Blue Umbrella is less expensive, yeah, than Hunk.
It might be well, I don't know. I was gonna say it might be less fabrication on the Blue Umbrella side and more just trying to find the hard to find items. But man, I'm not sure on that one, because I know the Blue Umbrella Soldier has a lot of hard to find stuff as well. So I would say it's on par.
On par?
Yeah,
alright.
They're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, I feel like other things on one is harder to find, and then vice versa on the others. So it just depends.
Alright. So, S+ tier, everybody agree? I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
He goes there.
Starting to see a trend here.
I was gonna put like a few soldiers from like Umbrella Corps, that one video game that nobody played, because they have some like pretty cool custom gear there as well. It's pretty interesting to craft, but I figured maybe if we do ever a Power 3, maybe I'll put them in there, but for now, yeah, alright. Next one is the OG Leon. Now, we actually have two, like, classic Leon outfits, and there is a difference, so, the reason I put both of them here, one from the outfit from the remake, and the original one from the, 1998, I think, or 1997 game, is because in the outfit that you can get for Resident Evil 2 Remake is you can actually, like, recognize some of the pieces that he's wearing. In real life, while in the original one, it's more like the textures are like meant to like represent like something specific, like a holster, but we don't know which one it is. So I guess I can like put them here together. Okay, so how much do you think if you assemble like a classic Leon, how much would it cost? like the shoulder pads would always have to be like made out of like EVA or like 3D print, and
well, I don't think you 3D print them because like you need the armor pieces to be a bit, flexible and like be able to like conform to your body. And hard plastic on your body, it's just not the way to go.
oh, believe me, you can make them conform to your body. Like if you do the measurements right in the program, it's doable.
Well, you can do that, or you can heat bend them. But I do tend to agree that EVA foam would be the easiest, cheaper route on that. You can also do like a flexible filament as well. That could make it more like give, more or less. But yeah, I think EVA foam is probably going to be the quick and dirty way that's going to get you to the end result faster.
You can.
But for that costume, yeah, it's like you're gonna need the EVA foam panels, so at least it's gonna be cheap, slightly cheaper probably than RE2 remake Leon, because you don't need to get like the P.A.C.A vest and like the core management pads and everything, and like but there is a bit of a custom thing to it, like like the undershirt has like this zipper thing, and then you're gonna need like to find that, and also on the back he has the RPD logo like directly on like the fabric of the shirt. Yeah, the zip up shirt. So you're gonna need like to figure out a way to like either like vinyl like leathers on there, so that's like more like custom work that you have to figure out. It's but everything like down for the pants, it's like I think the holster, like in the original like 1998 model, he doesn't have a holster, just as like a weird leg strap. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I think it's like meant to like represent where like the holster should be, and you kind of have to like, kind of like imagine it. So I think you can use like any holster there if you want to, or you can use like straps. But either way,
that's what I was going to say, is that it's going to be a little bit more subjective to what we think is there, unless we're using like references from other games as well.
Yeah, below the belt, everything is pretty similar to like what Leon had in RE2 remake. But the only difference I think is that like the fabric of like the uniform is like very more vibrant blue. I mean,
yeah.
So you're gonna either have to like get something more like as vibrant as it is, or you just don't care, just go with like a navy blue, and that works as well. But honestly, like classic Leon, it's probably, I wouldn't say it's easier, it's more like it's more of a challenge. It's the EVA and everything else that I mentioned, but it's probably a bit cheaper.
Oh, it's definitely
I was kind
cheaper.
of leaning towards like B tier on that one. I mean, maybe A, depending on like what equipment you put along with that. But
yeah,
I feel like a lot of it's going to be a lot of fabric work and a lot less of the all the tactical gear.
It's more open to interpretation, I guess, because of the 1998 version, also the Darkside Chronicles version, and the RE4 alternate costume, like classic RE4 alternate costume and everything. So I guess because due to it being a bit more open to like interpretation, I guess you can like make it like cheap, like for a cheaper budget for like B, or if you want to be like more like excessive and what your gear is and everything. More precise, well, I guess it could probably be an A. So
one thing,
I mean, you could even use Operation Raccoon City technically.
Hang on. We're not going there. That's going to be a separate category.
I know. I'm just saying, like, that has the classic outfit as well, but it's like, it's not exactly the remake, right?
One thing I think we can all agree on is that it's definitely going to be cheaper than the outfit from the RE2 remake, so
100%.
I'm still not sure whether A or B.
I put 1998, classic 1998, put it in B, and the RE2 skin, put it in A, I'd reckon.
But why?
Would you say A or S? I was thinking S for the RE2 remake, but y'all know more about it than I do, I feel like.
I don't know. It's like, well, you got to keep in mind, I'm Canadian, so everything over there is not the price to like tenfold what there actually are in the US. So.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing with the RE2 remake, like the outfit of the classic one. There's like a lot of things we know for certain. We know that he uses like the same holster, like that the base model uses, like the default one. That's the Fireland holster. We do know that he uses like Alta like arm pads, or was it not Alta? I don't remember. Did he use Black Hawk ones? Yeah, we do know like the specific belt he uses, like it does exist in real life. So I think that all kind of like stacks up in terms of accuracy.
Even the boots, I would say.
Not as much, but definitely stacks up. Like probably like in the $500 range, yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah, the boots, the GSG9. So yeah, it's definitely like at least A. Maybe somebody like depending on region, like depending on the availability, maybe it can be S, but I think it goes into A.
So it's at the higher end of A, I guess is what we could say. Maybe low side of S. depending on which route you go.
Alright, next up, RE4 Ada. I think B.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think now definitely B. I feel like there's a lot of good remakes of that dress.
There's-
It's just the accessories that go around with it, but I couldn't see that being more than 300.
it's only like the weird holster that she has, which is the AliExpress one that it comes with all those kits are terrible. It's just like
Isn't her
But I feel like
holster...
even if you had to fabricate that from scratch, I feel like it wouldn't set you over
but
300.
even then, it's not gonna set you back a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just like probably put in the
Hang
range.
on.
I guess the most complicated thing, yes.
Fellas, isn't her holster like the same as RE4's like original Leon holster? Like, isn't it just like a generic?
The cheap Amazon one?
Because it's like not like Leon has like it's like connected to like to his belt, whereas Ada it's just connected to her leg. Like there are two straps holding it in by pure friction, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean like the holster itself.
No,
I
the
mean-
design is different.
Okay, because I thought she used the same like universal like holster like made out of fabric that Leon used in
No,
that
it's
game.
like made out of leather, whereas Leon's made out of nylon. So
I think even then it can still fit into B tier quite easily. Like there's just not too much
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
it's fine from like a grapple hook, but then again, it's like
Grapple hook is optional. Like even like if
Yeah.
you want to like base your costume just off like official art from Capcom, it's she doesn't have it there. But if you want, yeah, you can maybe add it and maybe it can go into A.
Yeah,
But
she has the black tail, right?
Yep.
As well, right? Yeah. Mhm.
all right, OG RE4 Leon, Plutonia, go ahead.
all right. Well, I did make that one, and we're talking about the version with the jacket, and thankfully that version is cheap as hell. So all you need, of course, is the jacket itself, which I think nowadays it retails around for $90 or so.
Yeah, even cheaper, that's kind of okay as well.
but-
Like they're not like great jackets, but they match the look at least.
Then you need the undershirt that goes for like maybe like what 40 bones or so. Then you need like the gray pants, the little cheap holster, the cheap holster, the boots and the gloves and everything, the wig. So honestly, with all of that, because you don't need the shoulder holster, and I think the butt pack is not there like in the texture, like it's not like the actual
Not
clothes,
in the
not
jacket one, yeah.
So you managed like to cut a bit of cost set. So you cut your budget there. Cut your budget. Damn it, my English is bad. Sorry. You managed to reduce your the cost of cosplay there. So I'd probably say probably in the B plus range, like maybe $300. Probably a bit more because if you get like the actual like boots instead of like getting like jungle boots, probably like either in the I'd say the A minus range. Yeah.
Yeah, because even if you get the belt light and everything, which there's a pretty good 3D model out there already, and you made all that, I mean it's pretty
So
cheap.
the
It's like maybe
pistol-
20-30 bucks to make.
Pretty pistol kit and
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think it's a belt light. Like as far as I remember, Plutonia told me like it's like some sort of like infrared like signaling thing or something.
No,
like that.
so that's the like real world equivalent, I think. But I mean, it's used as a belt light, isn't it, in the game?
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like the real world equivalent is that, but
Yeah.
the one in the game is like I think it's like an octagon or something.
Yeah. Low poly.
And it's gotta be 3D printed. It's gotta be cheaper than buying like the $50 infrared light, anyways.
100%. Yeah.
A tier.
Yeah.
Here you go, Leon. Ah, the merchant, the OG merchant. Everything's custom, pretty much.
The OG one. Yeah. I mean, are we like including like the backpack and it's gonna be like up there? I feel like.
I think it's definitely cheaper than the remake one because we do have a remake one here as well.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of stuff he has is well again it's not like recognizable like what's in those pouches, so you can like literally put like anything that looks remotely close and it'll be fine. We do see like one pistol like there in the holster, but that's about it pretty much. You just gotta custom make everything.
So who do you think's cheaper, remake or original?
Original's
based
cheaper.
on- Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, the coat is gonna be pretty much custom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I still haven't seen a really dedicated good coat like out there, like a remake coat. So
I've came across like 3 merchant cosplayers at my recent cons, And all of them, I asked them, and like, how'd you make the code? And they were like, oh, I did it myself. You know, like they just bought like a trench coat here with like a hood, and they just like altered like the front opening thingy. That's all that they did. And honestly, like, I wouldn't say that it's like, I don't know. I have a feeling that it could probably fit in like the A range or maybe even B for the original.
Yeah, I guess it would say on the like depend on the backpack and everything.
The backpack is the backpack is leather, so like if you like you can find some like really similar ones like out there in like shops and online stores. They look pretty similar, but they're pricey because one, it's big, and two, like it's big and leather.
Yeah. But I know there's a couple of dedicated resellers that make the bandanas and everything.
Oh, that
So those don't have to be custom made anymore. And then I guess it's just filling all the miscellaneous kind of sales stuff, right?
Yeah.
And kind of like filling it out because I mean we don't exactly know what's in there. Yeah.
Most people don't bother with like putting like guns or ammo or anything.
Right.
Just like put little plushies.
Yeah, I've seen people that do the printouts of the ammo boxes and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a popular one. I recommended that in the cosplay guide. You can do that. It's pretty neat.
And if you do OG Leon or the RE4 remake Leon, I guess you could use game or your like 3D printed guns and fill it in as well. You could kind of like dual purpose that if you have both.
I think you can fit into A, though I do. Yeah, probably.
I want to say A or S for both of them, but I guess it just kind of depends on how wild you go with it and how.
Because the remake version is more expensive due to like all of the. He has like I think he has a 5.7 in his coat. He also has like a black tail and lots of ammo and stuff in there, more details. So.
All right, I'm gonna do this. This one goes here.
Mm-hmm.
This one goes here. This one's well, actually no. I think this guy might actually go S. I just don't remember like everything that he has in his coat. I'm pretty sure there's like more items that you gotta like work on, like grenades or something, but I don't remember.
And I think the items in his pack are now like more detailed. Like I think he has like I want to say he has like a shovel or something in his pack and a couple of other items in the model, but I mean,
he
it's
must
not
be
very well
S.
known.
Because I bet like a lot of like stuff he has again exists in real life, and
there is a lot more details like in his pack. I know on the remake one. I just can't remember for the life of me like all the different bits and bobs.
He's probably well, Killcat, you can Google it because unlike me and Platini, you can tab out.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm on it.
Well, let's see if you can find anything there because again, all I remember is that he like definitely has like some guns that are recognizable.
Oh yeah, no, he's S tier. He's got like ammo belts, leather pouches, knives, canteen, and that's just the front. Like that's just him opening his jacket.
All right.
And then looking at the other one, it's just he's got a couple of ammo pouches and a few other like leather-based pouches. Definitely not nearly as complex as the remake one, and that's excluding his backpack. I'm not really seeing any good images of his backpack except he's got like a bedroll and things like that. But Platonio's right; he's got like a few firearms in there and grenades and a bunch of ammo belts and stuff like that.
All right, S+ tier. Next up,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Rebecca. Go on, Platonia. Come on, you know your stars, guys.
Yeah, I feel like this one's pretty basic.
Yeah, honestly, like there's a lot of you can
I
get
feel like there's remakes
on like eBay and whatnot, and honestly they're like maybe like $80 or so, probably a bit cheaper if you tell the merchant that you don't care about the cheap ass quality shirt and the cheap pants. And I'm pretty sure they also come with a little medic belt, a little medic pouch, I say. So, no, honestly, Rebecca, I'd probably put her in the B tier, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
B tier?
Yep.
Yeah, I think if you get the more accurate pouches and stuff, yeah, I feel like you could go the most amount of accuracy and it would still be B tier.
I'm just looking at the other stars guys over here, and I'm like, you go here.
Yeah.
Did she have like a stars pistol like at the start of the game or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, she did, but I think it's only in RE0. No, in RE1 she also does have it, but she doesn't use it a lot. most Rebecca cosplayers I've seen, anyways, they just use a little
First aid spray.
first aid spray. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I was about to say.
All right. What about Barry?
Barry. Okay, so Barry. Well, of course, custom stars vest. So already that puts him at A. Also, he has like the leather holster in the front, the little brown pouch.
Python.
Yeah, the little brown pouch. Well, thankfully, it's like not a specific model, so you can like either like cheap out on it a bit. And yeah, the only thing that is like a bit complex about it is of course the Python, and because the holster itself is pretty easy to get, you can maybe like customize it if you really want, but I managed to find like a model online. Apparently, a good friend of mine who cosplays Barry, apparently he told me that this holster like it's good, but it's missing like one strap on the side. They need like to custom put it on. I didn't check it out myself, but I'll take his word for it. So yeah, but the holster itself, like I remember, was like what? I think Canadian dollar was like $50. So yeah, the biggest thing is of course the revolver, which I think you get some 3D printed kits on Etsy.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%.
And the vest itself, which needs to be unfortunately custom built, or once again, just like the Wesker scenario, you can just get like either like a buffer vest if you really don't care all that much about it. But yeah, but all in all, I'd say A.
I'm curious if there's like any AliExpress berries out there.
Yes, there are a few. Most of them are the color is completely wrong. It's borderline pink. There was a former Barry cosplayer who actually like had that vest, and I remember. And I remember I was like, you should dye your vest. He's like, no, in Resident Evil 1, like a remake, that's what it looks like. I'm like, yeah, I understand because like, the GameCube graphics were like this, but in the 18 remaster, like his vest is like burgundy, it's wine red. He goes, no, it's pink. Like was really he was like really like like trying to like like die on that hill that the vest was pink, and I was like, no, that's because the GameCube like colors were terrible. That's why like Jill in RE1 like a remake on the GameCube, that's why like her beret and like shoulder pads and everything are like green.
I think it's not like so much the GameCube, so much that the video output, like plus like the CRTs and stuff, like made it look hazy and yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but yeah. So because of those costumes, those Barry vests online, some of them are pink, like very light red, pinkish color, and some of them are red. It depends. But all I gotta say is they're terrible quality. Don't bother with them. You can also find like a crisp like a costume from like the similar sellers, and like the vest is like too light and it's terrible. Don't bother with them.
All right, so you think A tier? What do you guys think?
A tier, yep.
Kill Kid?
Yep, vest and Python alone. I kind of feel like put it up into that. All the other gear is pretty basic, but yeah, you'll have to make a custom shirt and things like that, and that adds up.
All right, we got Carlos. I know for a fact that his vest, like, there's a pretty good vest on AliExpress that he has, but what about if we don't do that route?
Well, you can either try and get the actual vest online, which is like the old Snaps model from like 1998, and get all the pouches, but that's gonna be a mission impossible for you to actually do that. I remember a few guys in Japan managed to do it. I think Carlos Spoon managed to do it, and what's his name again, Black Tiara. But these guys are experts at what they do, and they know where to get the stuff. Also because it's in Japan, so it's easier to source like the stuff that they use for the photogrammetry in Japan more often than not. But also because they have contacts and stuff. But anyways, but the other option for like the Carlos vest is to make it yourself. I remember Darkoda did that, and it looks pretty good, honestly. So yeah, so either do it yourself, or you just buy the AliExpress one. But honestly, I've seen the AliExpress one in person, and it looks good. It's just that the PTOA vest that comes with it is terrible, so you're just better off like buying like a PTOA, an OD green PTOA vest, put the AliExpress vest on the top, and buy everything else like get the real deal, like an actual black T-shirt, the actual patch, like the actual like OD green pants, the Altaflex knee pads, the Rothko gloves. And
do you think it's S tier or A tier? Because I'm like looking at his M4, which is like called like the CQBR in the game. Plus, if you like custom make the vest, because again, it's almost impossible to find, like it will cost quite a penny. So I'm thinking S maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably S, I reckon, because even if you do it custom, you still gotta buy all those tiny little pouches, and that's gonna.
Also, the scope setup he has on his rifle is a pretty unique one. I haven't looked into the price of what that would cost, but I I would imagine it'd be kind of expensive. Plus, there's a couple of like pieces here and there that I'm sure you could source on Amazon, like his vest light and stuff like that, which is kind of an oddity. And then he's got the dual mag set up for his M4 as well. So I just feel like there's going to be a lot of like small things that add up over time. And then you pile that on the vest and potentially the holster. I was trying to see which thigh holster he uses, but it's kind of hard to tell. I haven't done a deep dive into this yet, but it does look like a Safariland holster. So if it is Safariland, it's probably going to be up there. So I would definitely say S tier.
All right. S tier, you grip Platonia?
Yep.
All right. OG Ashley.
It's got to be C, right?
She got those.
By now.
She has those Dumbo ears. Honestly, that one is somewhat cheap because all you need is the sweater, the sweater, the little brown, sweater on the top of her shoulders, the green skirt, and the weird boots that she has. So
aren't they just like brown, like thigh high kind of boots?
Yeah, honestly, I think the boots are like the biggest like culprit in that. So I'd say probably B.
Really, not C?
I think C.
C?
I think you can get away with C. I mean,
yeah, if you get some like pleather boots, yeah, C could work.
Because since again you can't really tell like what model the boots are based on, even if they are, and you can like get away with getting something really cheap that looks like similar in terms of like color and proportions.
Yeah, all right. C it is.
What about the remake, Ashley?
Remake Ashley. Well, technically there's a lot of AliExpress costumes out there. I can't really vouch for their quality, although I'm pretty sure I've seen at least 2 Ashleys in person that had the AliExpress costume, and honestly, it looked pretty good. So
I think the worst part about the AliExpress one is probably like, and I'm guessing here, it's probably like the what's it called? Now I forgot the English.
blazer.
Yeah, I think the blazer is like probably
Blazer?
going to be like the worst quality
Yeah,
because
the blazer doesn't look that good. It looks like a bit it folds easily. It's like made out of really thin material. But honestly, it's okay. But honestly, like yeah, if it was up to me, and I had like to make a Ashley cosplay, not that I would wear it, is yeah, probably like try to like at least like source like a better blazer one way or another.
I think yeah,
So,
you need like
the
the
ones
wool
I've
fabric.
seen, it does seem like it wasn't a huge cost to them whenever I talked to them about it. So I would say somewhere between C and B. I just don't know exactly where it falls, but I kind of feel like it's unlikely that it's B, and a lot of them just kind of use what they have or they already have items. But I guess if you had to buy it all from the get-go, it'd probably be B. But
I think
it's
that
just tough to
it might even be A, but it's just like the blazer. If you want like a good one and to like match the game, you'd want it like out of like wool or like woolen material or something, or
Yeah.
just something like more
Yeah.
thick, definitely, which is gonna drive up the price. So it's at least B for me.
yeah, I agree with that.
Let's actually cheat a bit. Let me just move Chris here and just some Code Veronica stuff here. Yeah, actually no. You know what? I'm interested regarding Claire. So
You got this. I believe in you.
Keep trying, you'll get it. There you go.
so Claire, I don't remember. Like I think at some point she used like double pistols, like Lugers or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. And
Well,
then-
there's gold Lugers in the game, and then there's dual machine pistols, which I
Yeah.
can't remember what the machine pistols are based off of.
I think their Diamco is something. I don't know.
they're definitely something rare because like even like
Hold on,
this.
Let me look it up because I don't
Yeah, I'm
wanna
doing the
spread
same
this
thing.
information here.
Oh yeah, they're very odd. They almost look like Lugers with like P90 clips attached to it.
But I do know that you can get the 3D printed, at least the STL file online.
They're
I
called
see-
the Calico M100s.
Yeah, Calico, not Diamco. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Calico is. Yep.
and it's apparently based on a real weapon. So
Yep.
there you go.
It is.
Yeah, they're very odd. I don't think I've seen a 3D print, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I'm pretty sure that RE Cosplay Troop they sell the STL at least on Etsy that I remember.
Probably,
But
yeah,
yeah.
that would be a custom-made thing for sure.
Well, that's the thing about Code Veronica is that she doesn't use the gold Lugers. That's more of a Steve thing.
Yeah.
And aside from that, her pistol in the game is like a Raffica.
Yeah.
So all those guns are like kind of, a pain in the ass to like find. So like at least for cheap, sure you can get airsoft versions, but they're expensive as hell. So but the costume itself, honestly, like we're talking about the classic Code Veronica here, not the Darkside Chronicles version. I remember that like the vest itself, you need to get it like there are some sellers on Etsy that sell it like out of like real leather, and they do look good. It's just that of course it comes at a price, and I know that on AliExpress you can also get the vest, but it's a not as good quality. Like it's like made out of fabric. So and she has like those weird like those weird burgundy boots, and like she has like those gloves. Honestly, I think the biggest issues with Claire Code Veronica is obviously the vest itself, and also like the her guns.
Yeah, those two things alone, I think, put it probably an A. If I had to guess,
because I'm pretty sure the vest itself was at least 200.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive, and if you do get those machine pistols, which is kind of like, I feel like it's more of the iconic. I guess you can go the other way, but if you do that, it's gonna be A for sure.
Yeah, I think the machine pistol is like more like the Code Veronica look, where like Claire is a lot more powerful than RE2. So
yeah.
Yeah, our AT is getting fatter.
Yeah.
It's getting more horizontal.
Yeah.
All right. I think with Chris from Veronica, it's kind of like the same deal as with OG RE2 Leon. Like a lot of things you kind of have to like guess. Would you agree on that?
Yep. A little bit.
I did.
I think it's gonna be pretty cheap though.
So I can put in my 2 cents. So here's the thing about Chris Code Veronica. So there are 2 versions. There's a Darkside Chronicles version, which a lot of people do, but Classic Code Veronica has a few like different things. For instance, Classic Code Veronica, he has 2 star patches on each of his arms, whereas the Darkside Chronicles / Resident Evil remake skin that he does have a Code Veronica outfit in that game. He only has 1 patch on his arm. So and also they're blue in Code Veronica, whereas in the RE1 remake they're black. Well, it's black, and also the RPD stars text on the front and the back is a bit different in between the games. And also he has a Glock in the game. The gloves are also different between the remake and remake. He has, of course, the remake gloves, whereas in Code Veronica he's like those weird like fingerless biker-ish gloves, but like the exposed like back of the hand, which is, anyways, I've never seen gloves like this, but you can get like close enough ones. But anyways, yeah, the cosplay, honestly, it's not that expensive, surprisingly. Like
yeah, it looks like the tactical vest is like a basic tactical vest you can find.
They do sell some on AliExpress. I never bought one myself. I made it myself with like a random vest, and I sewed it was only missing like some dual mag pouches on the front, so I sewed that on, painted the text, and in the back I glued like some printed paper. I'll probably try to get like a patch down the line at least. But yeah, so you can either get the vest or custom make it yourself. They pretty much come at a similar price, or like at the $80 range for the vest. And the shirt, you just buy a shirt with like 2 patches on it, green OD green pants, a belt, a simple condor holster. I'm pretty sure you had Vietnam boots in that. Vietnam boots and a Glock.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I'd probably say it's probably the B range, honestly, for Code Veronica, Chris.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Just based on what I'm looking at here.
Keep trying, Sunshine, you'll get it.
No, I'm just thinking here, like, isn't his vest like based on like the British SAS vest?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, it looks kind of like it, like black. It has like a vest look to it, with like a zipper in the middle. No,
it's an original design. It's like the UBCS and Resident Evil 3 Classic. They're just like, it's a Frankenstein's of a vest.
All right, so B.
Yep.
Antonio's on the front page of Google when you type in Code Veronica Chris.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
You're like top one of the top images. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm representing Code Veronica, a game that they will
Yeah,
never
yeah.
Is it the one on the
that never
tree?
gets searched.
Is it the
All
one
right.
where he's on the tree?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
I'm on a rock.
He's on something, all right. That's for a fact.
I'm on to something.
Alright, RE6
I'm
Ada.
no good. RE6 Ada, yes.
I
Okay.
feel like I know nothing about RE6 Ada. Let me.
So she has like that silky shirt, which is pretty cheap. I think she has a shoulder holster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well that's already gonna cost a bit of money. She has leather pants as well, so
Yeah, but I think it's a pretty. Yeah, it's a very, very basic black shoulder holster.
What about the crossbow?
you can get some at Spirit Halloween for a pretty decent price.
Yeah, I think the most expensive part about this whole thing, if you really wanted to like do it, would be the crossbow. But I feel like most cosplayers are not going to do the crossbow.
But you can just like buy a crossbow that looks vaguely like it and maybe like add some additions to it and call it a day. Seeing some
Yeah, and I
people do
think
it.
she still technically uses her same grapple gun from RE4, so you could technically use that if you did Ada before, but it just
also
really
has those high heel boots, you know.
yeah.
Do you think the holster
Ooh.
will kill it and send it over to A instead of B, or?
Man, that's tough. I want to say it's B, but honestly, like I said, I don't know too much about it. The shoulder holster would be concerning. And then, yeah, I guess if you want to do the crossbow, that would be the next biggest expense, I feel like.
Okay, I think it's like
But-
in the bottom of A tier, but I don't know.
I would want to say B, because I
It's
feel
gonna
like
be-
that's what most people are going to go for. I doubt most people are going to do the crossbow. Just
Oh,
from a
one more
con
thing.
perspective, but that's just me.
She has like massive gloves, like leather gloves, like really long ones. So maybe latex ones, but probably leather ones.
But those are typically, I think, pretty cheap to find something
Similar, you think?
similar to that, but it just depends. Like I said, I've never searched for it, so I couldn't really say, but my gut instinct tells me that you should be able to find like pleather ones or something that is more cost effective than having real ones.
Alright, Platonia, East Europe, Chris from RE6.
That's me when I pull up to your country.
Oh my God.
Alright, so that cosplay, the biggest thing, biggest expenses were for me at least, because I did manage to reuse a bit of gear here and there. So, but the most expensive thing was the tactical vest itself, which I think was at least like $200 range, probably a bit cheaper in US dollars, so at least 150-ish. And the shirt itself, because I wanted an actual I think I got an actual true spec shirt at an army surplus. Probably like in the $50 range or so. But you need to get the patches. Also, you need to get custom ones for the little best BSA SOU ones, which you can. I think that they did sell some of the special collector's edition, but now they're obviously impossible to get. But yeah, then you need the quad mag pouches, the little pistol mag pouches in the front, the infrared lights, because he does actually have the infrared light on his shoulder this time, and the little earpiece, and a lot of stuff on his belt. Holsters and everything, the knee pads, and not to mention the weird ACR G36 FAMAS gun.
Yeah, I was about to say that G36 looks expensive.
I personally went with a G36 that was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be super accurate and get an ACR and gut it and weld it with a piece of the FAMAS rail or something.
Yeah, this is not a real firearm, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say this looks.
He also has a knife pouch in his back, and also a few pouches in his back. But anyways, back to the price. I'd say at least in the S range.
I think, oh yeah, speaking of guns, I think in that campaign, for Leon, he has something that looks like an AK, but it's not an AK, and same with Chris, it looks like a G36, but it's not really, but you can technically use one. I mean, I think it's based on it.
Yeah. Otacon's Kong.
Alright. S tier.
S tier for sure. Yeah.
Helena version 2 from China.
Oh man.
She has a lot of gear on her, doesn't she?
Not
I
really.
think around her belt she has Man, I'm not. Okay, so she's got.
She does have a
it's
shoulder
almost
holster.
like a thigh holster, almost hip holster. It's kind of strange. It's really high up, but this one's not too bad. I think the holster is probably going to be the most expensive part, but it honestly looks kind of like the generic holster, or just like a brown leather holster.
I think even if you get a cheap holster, it's still gonna be B.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning more towards the B tier.
Maybe C, but I think B. What do you think, Plutonium?
There's a couple of things that could set it over, like the boots and stuff like that, but everything else looks really easy to kind of find.
Yeah, B, I reckon.
All right. Tactical Chris from RE8.
Okay, I can already tell you that one's probably gonna be S plus range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because all
I'm gonna take your word on this.
the rig, the muscle suit, and no hard mode. There are no guys out there that look like Chris Redfield. Okay, that cosplay at least. And that have biceps.
Hey, we could get Leon Shiro to do a Chris, right? That's the only person at this point.
I've seen some on Instagram that look close, but they always do the trench coat Chris.
But anyways, yeah. So the rig itself was Volk Tactical Gear, and I don't even know if they still make it. But yeah, so you'll need to find an alternative, which I am working on right now, actually, to upgrade it for this winter again. You need the radio, you need the little headset thingy-wingy, you need the triple mag AK mags, you need the pistol again because it is in his in the side of his rig this time around. And he has what else does he have? Yeah, the radio, I mentioned that. He has a karambit knife with a little sheath in the front, with the mag pouch. He has a tourniquet pouch on the his upper left.
Yeah, a few
shoulder.
grenades.
The Salmon shoes, the black pants, and the Draco replica, which is a whole other. The Dragoon AK, which is a whole other problem in and of itself, and also his gloves. Like he has like those elongated gloves, like kind of similar to the one from RE7, but like not quite. They're custom VTG gloves. They're like a pain in the ass to get as well. So yeah, all in all, S plus range due to like all the gear and also the AK itself.
Yeah, agreed, 100%.
All right. S plus. Definitely? Okay.
Yeah, definitely S plus.
Goodbye, my friend. Oh my god, we got another one.
Yeah,
that one is
gotta be S plus, right? Yeah, I remember looking into this one.
The quad tubes, the little helmet with the Death Group pattern on it.
Hang on. Before we even go in there, let's just say who it is. Okay, so it's like a Hound Wolf Squad member. And his with Chris and RE8. Okay, Lieutenant, you can go ahead. I know it says plus, just explain why.
Because, yeah, so just the head itself, like all the gear on there, like, of course, the quad tubes, the helmet itself, the amps on them. I think they're the arc ramps, I think they're called. Yeah, well, I did build that guy. I cut corners a lot, I'll be honest. If I had to do it again, I'd probably, fix a few things here and there. But, I'm not like a... Or maybe I'll revamp this cosplay a bit later, but anyways. Yeah, the parka itself, it's like an N3B parka, like it's a VTG custom one. You can cut corners, get an Alpha Industries one, but you need to get the black fur as well, and it's very complex. And also, like, it's not like the Alpha Industries one's like shiny, whereas the one from VTG is like made out of canvas, so it's more matte. But you got the gloves; those ones are, I don't remember the store, but I do remember like I can buy the actual gloves that he has. He has like the vest itself. It's like like the plate holder. It's made out of plastic or something. I remember that at Emerson View they do have a replica one. It goes for like at least 150-ish. Then you got the mag pouches in the front, which you gotta get them in AOR 1 from. I remember I got them from Korea, like actual screen accurate, game accurate ones, and they cost a bit. They need like the little phone case in the front, and the Hound Squad patch, plus the tourniquet holder in AOR 1 at the bottom, which is so hard to get. Like the moment they're in stock, they sell out ASAP because like there's so many people that want to do like Navy SEAL kits, and they use and it's like AOR 1 camo, which is what Navy SEALs use. The little knee pad, the holster, and also not to mention the belt that he has underneath that you do not see in game. Yeah, there's a bunch of gear under there. So if you want to cut corners, don't do the belt, but.
So from what I'm looking at these concept images, of course there's like different squad members.
And not to mention the Dragoon that he also has, and the Salmon shoes, and the little lanyard and everything. So it's just very, 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 very expensive.
Yeah, it looks like their holsters vary from a Safariland to some others that I'm not really familiar with. But yeah, I mean, even if you want to do the PKM versus the other rifles in there, I mean, God, that would be a price difference as well.
And furthermore, K9, the one in the list, is the cheapest one to build apparently. So
yeah, so
that's the one everyone built pretty much.
Yeah, because like he's the one that has the most screen time.
Yeah, but you're looking at some crazy amount of money for this kind of stuff.
Well, you can bring it to airsoft games, not just cosplay. So that's a
You
benefit.
can bring it to airsoft games in Canada.
Oh yeah, not in Texas.
No, not in Texas.
All right.
And last but not least,
Well, okay. So here's some clarification, right? So this is Darkside Chronicles Ada, right?
nope,
But the thing
it's Operation Raccoon City Ada. You're getting it wrong, hard mode.
I was about to say, so in Operation Raccoon City and in Resident Evil 4, I believe she has like a similar skin, but there is a difference, and it's footwear. I think in one of those games, as far as I remember, she wears like
For
heels, and in one she wears like combat boots. But
It's footwear and the harness is a bit different, if I recall. Like she has like those little bullet holders on her arm, which is weird.
Yeah, what I'm looking at is like she's got the bullet holders on her arm. She's got the black fingerless driving gloves. And her belt situation's really weird. She's got like a normal belt with like a big belt buckle, and then she's got a belt that kind of falls underneath it that I don't know what the purpose of this one is. I can't really tell.
aesthetics.
But it looks like it just wraps around her waist and kind of sits on the back. But it's very interesting.
She's
trying
got
to
a
see
lot of
what-
stuff though.
Well, I do know that you can get like the actual like dress itself on like AliExpress or eBay. I remember they were selling them a while back,
Mhm.
and I haven't looked into it like lately because everybody's all about like RE2 remake Ada and RE4 remake Ada, but
Yeah.
it's still out there. But aside from that, the harness itself, it probably needs to be a bit of a custom job, like maybe a belt from here and a piece from there. Definitely that's possible to do. The gloves, somewhat easy to get. The boots or the high heels, and pantyhose and everything. And honestly, I wouldn't. It's probably not. It's probably on the same level as like RE6 Ada budget wise. Maybe a bit less.
I think you could find
requires
a
more
harness
custom
that
work.
works well enough to where it'd be completely passable for.
It requires more custom work and like work in and of itself, so just find everything. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'd probably say in the B range, I reckon.
Can you just double check? I believe this is the Darkside Chronicles one, just to double sure, not the Operation Raccoon City one, because they do look similar, pretty much.
Based on the image and what I'm looking at, it looks like the Operation Raccoon City, but it's
Alright.
kind of hard to tell. But I mean, if it's not really that much of a difference, besides footwear and a few other bits and bobs, like
Yeah, it's
not
pretty
gonna
much the
be
same.
much of a difference.
All right,
But I
so
would probably say B, depending on if you can still find that dress. And I mean, I'm sure you can find leather harnesses that are pretty damn close to that with minimal modifications. The belt and belt buckle thing might be kind of a pain to find, but again, I think you could find something that's pretty close.
Also, here's a bit of trivia. In the cutscene where we see her for the first time, you know, when she's like, oh, they managed to follow me or something. Yeah, she has a samurai edge.
Oh.
in Operation Raccoon City?
Yep.
Hmm.
Here, show it on the screen. She has
Well,
a
that's
samurai
just
edge.
straight A tier. Just kidding.
Mm,
But I don't think in game she uses a samurai edge though. I think she just uses a regular.
yeah, some other pistol probably. Mm.
Yep.
I think like I can squeeze in another one, like a part 3, because I'm thinking like of all the alternate costumes, but that's gonna be so niche. Like we've covered pretty much all the characters that everybody like cosplays. Like,
Let's do all the Operation Raccoon City characters.
you want to finish those guys off? Well,
Spoilers, they're all S tier.
you think?
Yeah.
I think
100%.
some of them can be S.
Okay, wait. And besides the what's the doctor character? I forget what her name is. No, the doctor on the team.
Bertha or something like that.
I think it's Bertha. Yeah. So she has a the real gas mask with little modification needed for that.
C3, the Canadian C3 gas mask.
And then she's got like a surgical saw and a holster for that, and then it's a pretty basic kit overall. I think that's actually going to be like an A tier, S tier kind of build.
Well,
But
we'll
all the
figure
other
it
ones are
out.
gonna be ridiculous.
We'll figure it out next time, because this ends it for this one. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, everyone.